And I'm a huge proponent of gratitude and expressing gratitude on a regular basis. I actually do this with my clients. Every time we start a meeting, we start with gratitude and to share something that you're grateful for. Why I think that this is important is we all have something to be grateful for each and every day in our life, each and every day. And I want to challenge you to think a little bit deeper than the surface. So rather than say, I'm grateful for my friends or my family or my health, be really specific. I'm grateful for this friend because they did this for me. Say that out loud. So today's episode is another conversation with just you and me. And given the time of year that it is, and as things are really busy and there's still a lot of craziness happening in the world, I thought it would be important to just share for a few minutes my thoughts about understanding and preventing burnout. So in today's conversation, I kind of go through the different aspects and the 5 different phases of burnout, and then give you a few ways of things that you can do to not only recognize burnout, but also to move through it and to continue to move forward. So I hope that you enjoy today's episode. The Trend Report is proudly sponsored by Indeal University, Indeal's exclusive platform for education and learning within the commercial interiors industry, offering live and on-demand courses to support the growth of your employees and the growth of your business. To learn more about Indeal U, please visit their website at learning.indeal.org. I'm Sid Meadows, and I'm a certified professional coach, and my focus is on high performance and growth and helping my clients move into action. I'm a personal and professional development junkie, an avid podcast listener and reader, and my passion is all things contract interiors. In this podcast, I'm going to provide you with information, education, ideas, and tools to help you in your personal life, your business, and our industry. So let's have some fun, and welcome to the Trend Report podcast. I'm Sid Meadows, and I'm your host for this week's episode, and I'm glad you're joining me for just a few minutes as I share my thoughts with you about understanding and preventing burnout. I think this is a really important topic right now. And this conversation is really about where to start when it comes to stopping burnout in your life. And I know as entrepreneurs, each and every one of us are going through something right now. We're all experiencing everything that life is throwing at us, but we experience it a little bit differently. Some of us are dealing with kids, maybe working from home. Maybe our spouses are working from home. And there's so many things going on in the world right now. And we're all trying to deal with it, especially growing our business in these times. We're all looking for ways and strategies to grow our business, hiring people, whether they're direct employees or contract employees. We're all dealing with so much stuff. And I could go on and on about this, but I think you get the point. Life has certainly dealt us over the last 24 months an unexpected hand of craziness and challenges. And our current circumstances create stress and anxiety for all of us. And all of these things and others, especially unspoken circumstances, can lead to some level of burnout. You know, in doing some research recently for this episode, I discovered some facts that identify the 5 stages of burnout, and I want to highlight them for you. The first stage is when we're at our best. This stage is called enthusiasm, where you set your personal and your professional goals high. You're investing in a great deal of energy into them. And basically, you're feeling incredibly optimistic regarding your life, your business, your career, and the circumstances of whatever it is that you're going through. Now, as we step down from this enthusiasm stage into the second stage of burnout, that's called stagnation. Now, in this stage of your life and in your business is where life and work balance become limited. This is where you're struggling to simultaneously take care of your business, your family, and stay on top of all those priorities and all those things that are on your to-do list and the things that you have to do on a regular basis. You're trying really hard to be able to get everything done, but nothing seems to change in this stagnation stage. So you're having limited success, and definitely a little bit of disappointment is starting to set in for you. And then comes the third stage. Now, this stage is frustration. This is where you experience an unexpected failure, and you begin to feel kind of a sense of powerlessness. From your perspective, maybe your efforts aren't really paying off in any tangible way. at least not in a way that's visible to you or maybe to others. You're not receiving enough acknowledgement or praise, and your circumstances and frustrations are really starting to make you feel incompetent, question your skill set, and make you start to believe that you just aren't worthy. I think we all have experienced this, especially as an entrepreneur. But this phase of burnout affects us both personally and professionally, since it may lead us to question our self-worth. And I can't tell you the number of times that I've been here and that little guy sitting on my shoulder telling me I'm not worthy. But that's the third stage of burnout, and it's called frustration. Now, the fourth stage of burnout is called apathy. And this is really where despair and disillusionment occur. You may not see any way out of your current circumstances. You may become resigned or indifferent. And it's a really difficult place to be. And that leads us to the fifth stage or the fifth phase of burnout. And this is intervention. This is where you've reached a place of absolute helplessness and you're actively experiencing burnout, which prompts you to look for and hopefully accept help. And these phases are real. And as you think about it, as I recap these for you just a minute, phase 1 is enthusiasm. Phase 2 is burnout. Stage 3 is frustration. Stage 4 is apathy. And stage 5 is intervention. So when you start to think about those, I'd like for you to explore, as I explained to them, maybe where you are on this and where you are currently on this and what you're experiencing right now. Because friends, burnout can happen, and it can happen to anybody, whether you're the leader of a company, you're the entrepreneur, it can happen to your employees. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. Burnout can happen in our life under almost any circumstances, especially if we're not paying attention. So now I want to get into the good part. And let's talk about how you can prevent and avoid burnout. If you could see it coming and predict the signs of overwhelm in your life and your business, perhaps you could prevent this spiral from ever happening. Now, based on my experience and some additional research, I believe there are 6 practices that we can each implement in our daily lives and to our habits. The first is take a timeout. Yes, take a break, especially in moments when you're experiencing any of the symptoms that I talked about. Now, by taking a time out, you give yourself the gift of space and time away to just clear your head, to deal with your emotions, to take a breather. Now, lots of times this helps us remember that that what we're feeling is overwhelmed really isn't worth all the stress. Or perhaps maybe we got angry too quickly. A really good example of this might be you're feeling frustrated from a Zoom call with a client. And you just, it's just really frustrating to you. Well, just get up, walk away from your computer, leave your phone at your desk, go outside, take a walk around, decompress alone. We all know that being in nature has many, many benefits, and releasing frustrations fast is one of the key components to taking a break outdoors. So take a time out, and I would love it if you went outside. Now, the second tip is adjust your mindset. This can be really hard for a lot of people because it isn't automatic and it takes a ton of practice. Trust me, it takes a ton of practice. If you're in a place where you're telling yourself, I'm just not good enough, I can't do this, this is not possible, or I'm not worthy, you're stepping into your own limiting beliefs. When you recognize this, you should take a minute, take a step back, and adjust your mindset. You need to get rid of all that negative self-talk, because that self-talk, that negative self-talk, is not helping you or your business move forward. Now, and this can be really hard, but I want you to practice it. I really want you to focus on changing your mindset. There's lots of different things you could do to do this, but I am statements are a really, really great tip. So really focus on adjusting your mindset. Now, the next thing is find an accountability buddy or partner. I'm sure you're going, accountability partner, come on. No, really, I want you to find somebody that you can talk to on a scheduled, regular basis. Someone that can support you and talk to you and talk you through whatever it is you're dealing with in your business. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's somebody you met on Clubhouse that you've become really close with. But the idea of this is to create an accountability relationship that kind of functions like a partnership so that you're both talking to each other, because this is a two-way street and you would be amazed at the benefits of an accountability partner. Now, the next one, journal. I love this one. I'm a huge journaler. Maybe I'll do an episode one time about journaling, but I get a lot of negative reactions from people when I talk about journaling, but journaling is a very powerful tool where you can sit down and you can write out what you're feeling, your emotions. You can write out what good happened that day, maybe some of the challenges, how you overcome them. But journaling is a very, very powerful tool. The next one is to surround yourself with success. Now, we've all heard that before, but we need to surround ourselves with successful people in our lives, especially other entrepreneurs. Just look around and see who's surrounding you. What impact are they having you? Are they encouraging you in your business and your dreams? Are they challenging you to do more and better things and emphasizing the wins in your life? If you look around and you see negative impacts and emotions stemming from the interactions of your social circle or those 5 people closest to you, you might want to start looking for more people or other people to surround yourself with. We all need that core group of 5 people that are celebrating us, encouraging us, and lifting us up. So take a look at that inner circle, if you will. Now, the last one of these is gratitude. This is probably one of my favorites. And I'm a huge proponent of gratitude and expressing gratitude on a regular basis. I actually do this with my clients. Every time we start a meeting, we start with gratitude and to share something that you're grateful for. Why I think that this is important is we all have something to be grateful for each and every day in our life, each and every day. And I want to challenge you to think a little bit deeper than the surface. So rather than say, I'm grateful for my friends or my family or my health, be really specific. I'm grateful for this friend because they did this for me. Say that out loud. Write that down. I'm actually a huge proponent of writing down daily what you're grateful for. And I think you're going to see that gratitude and expressing gratitude out loud is going to really help in preventing burnout and really change your mindset. So some of these habits I want you to do on a daily basis. Others of them, maybe you implement once a week or every other week, kind of like the accountability partner. And even some of these habits, like surrounding yourself with successful people and creating an uplifting environment in your life. Now, some of these may take time, a strategy, and some patience to implement, but incorporating intentional, profitable habits into your life can provide a level of success and high performance that you may never have experienced before. And hopefully you see the results as quickly as I have, and so many of my clients have, and so many of my friends have experienced by implementing some of these things. Friends, I got your back. I don't want anybody to experience burnout. And I hope that these tips will help you when you're feeling on the edge of burning out, you're getting frustrated, and you're thinking about stopping. Think about these practices to help you continue to keep moving forward in your business each and every day, one step. Because you've all heard me say this before. The world needs you and your voice, and there's someone out there waiting just for you and your message. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and got some value out of these tips to help you understand and prevent burnout. Go out there and make today great, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me today on this episode of the Trend Report Podcast. I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that you got some amazing value out of today's conversation. For more about our podcast and this episode and our other episodes, please visit my website at sidmeadows.com. We look forward to seeing you next week, and go out there and make today great.